Hey, how you doing, guys? What I want to unpack today is what's going on behind the scenes in any type of sales conversation or sales process. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that happens between two parties, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes that doesn't get talked about enough. Because when you know what's going on behind the scenes for you, and you can really align that in a way where you come across as authentic, you are as not come across authentic when you actually are authentic, and when you are in alignment with what you really want to do and who you want to be. People feel that. Like, people get a gist of that, and people want more of that, so they want to hang out with you more. And then the other side is when you know what's going on behind the scenes for your prospect, well, then you can be respectful of that. And then you don't have this thing where they said this, but I don't know, like, did they mean it? Were they lying to me? Are they just trying to get rid of me? They said yes, I never heard from them again. Like, there's all this uncertainty around what was actually going on for them. Now, let's look at this two ways, right? Can you see that board? I'll come back this way. Okay. This is us, master persuaders, right? Now, what's going on for us? So much of sales is not it's not getting the sale. It's about earning the sale. So much of it comes down to who you turn up as, right? So that's where it comes. It's so important to be authentic because, again, people feel that, and people aren't there to buy your product or service. On a more cellular heart level, people are trusting you. And yeah, fantastic product or service, and the salesperson's a complete idiot, they might still buy. And great, and more often than not, great salesperson, not the best product or service, and people buy. So really, you don't want to get in your own way. You find a good product or service, and then you turn up as the best person you can be, and everything happens smoothly. So how do you do that? It comes down to, that says why. Knowing your why. So we're going to go into behind the scenes is what's the psychology behind it. What's going on for you? Now, if you're not clear on why you're there, and I don't mean to present your product or service and get the sale. I mean, what's your purpose? Like, why, or what's your purpose for being in the gig you're in? What's the deeper meaning for the product or service you have? And look, you can find this in anything. If you sell, you sell something for someone's house, like flooring or carpet or something, right? Then you can get into, you're helping them create the home that they're going to create so many memories in their family for. And I don't know, I just think this stuff matters. I really do. And it makes your day so much better. And then also why you want to perform well in that job, or why you started your business off, and what's the bigger picture for you really wanting to help people out? What vision do you have? Like, when you're a person that has a vision, like you're working on a mission, you're working towards it, and the more people you help gets you closer to that mission, you vibrate on a different level. People want to hang out with you. People want to work with you. So when you're clear on that, you're working towards it, you show up differently, and how you show up matters so much. What are your values? So what do you value? And if you're not aware of this, then I suggest you get aware of this. What do you spend your time and your money on? A lot of people have a list of values that they know are the values they should have, but they're not really that value. So the best example I can give is those people that say they really value health and fitness, but they don't eat very well. They never work out. They don't spend their time and money on working out and nutritious foods and a gym membership, or, a sport or something like that. So they know like intellectually health and fitness is important, because if you're not healthy, you're sick or dead. So intellectually it's important, but they're not living that. So what are you living? And so it's very aware to trick you. It's very easy to trick yourself with these values. But when you know what your values are, and you're working in alignment, as in you have them infused into everything you do, Oh, that's powerful. And some say the recipe to happiness. If you're living your values, then you're doing like stuff you value, you think is important. If what you're doing is important to you, then you're going to be happy. This is a massive one. Your beliefs. Beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies. What do you believe about your product or service? What do you believe about you? What do you believe about the industry, the marketplace, the economy right now? What do you believe about sales? That's a hugely important one. Do you believe that, look, I've just get me talking to them enough and throwing out enough of my features and benefits and they'll latch onto one sooner or later? That's not good sales. That's a lot of sales. That's how a lot of people sell. And you can have some success doing that. But that's not good sales. Right? Whoever's talking is buying. If you're doing more of the talking, you're buying your product back. This is huge. You change one or two beliefs and it's a fundamental shift in the way you operate and the results you get. So this is the stuff that's going on behind the scenes for you. That you tweak this, you show up differently. People maybe, they're not going to look at him and go, well, that's it. This guy has this list of values. But they are going to notice how you show up. They're going to notice it's going to come through in your language. It's going to come through on how you hold your body. It's going to come through on whether you try to close someone now when you probably shouldn't. Because you value honesty and you value like respect for them and their decision-making process. Then we've got Mr. Prospect over here. What's going on for them? Now, there's a lot going on here. And what's going on for them is what's uncovering what's most important to them. But they don't necessarily know what that is. They don't know. And sometimes they need your help. Like we say that like there's a risky problem and a safe problem. And what we do is we create a safe problem that's more surface level, that's palatable. Something we'll talk to our friends about. But really, deeper down, there's a risky problem that we don't want to address that we may not even consciously be aware of. And the more you can ask the questions and get to those deeper levels and give them more clarity, then they're experiencing a feeling of clarity and deeper understanding. If they want more of that, they've got to hang out with you. There's them wanting to feel desperately like they belong. Desperately is probably a bit harsh, but we all want to know that we belong. Like we want to, that's why we live in a society. We are pack animals, let's say. So the more you can make your tribe, your prospects, your clients feel like they belong as part of your company, as part of your tribe, the longer they're going to stay around. There's three things that's going on. Three fundamental things that's going on for your clients. They want to know that they're significant. Like we all want this. We all want to know. It's not like, hey, you think I'm awesome and you put me on a pedestal. They want to know that we all need to know that we are important, we are valuable to some people in this world. And these are fundamental emotional needs that we have. And we all want to know that we can contribute to our society, to our network in some way. So the more in your process, in your business, in doing business with you, you can make people feel like they belong, like they're welcome, like they're significant. And it might just be like significance might be just asking questions and actually listening to the answers and then responding with relevant questions on that. It makes a huge difference. It might be looking people in the eyes, contributing, showing them ways how they can pay it forward from working with you. Keeping this in mind, behind the scenes, this is what people are looking for. Another psychological thing that's going on for people is we don't know how much we want something until it's maybe taken away. It's that hard to get things. So I talk about a push-pull thing in some of my trainings where you might, like if I want you, like within martial arts, right? If I want you to come this way and I just go and pull you this way, well, obviously you're going to pull back that way and then we're in this tussle, which, ain't good in martial arts and it definitely isn't good in a sales situation. But what I might do is push you that way so you push back and then I can take you this way with your own momentum. So in a sales situation, I might step back and say, hey, look, let's pause for a minute. Do you mind if I just ask you a couple of questions just to see if we are a fit? Because we may not be. Maybe we're not going to work together very well. That's me going, all right, this is all going along. Hang on, I'll just step back. Let's see. And for a lot of people, at that point, they haven't even considered that I wouldn't work with them. They're just thinking, I want to work with everyone. The more the merrier. Well, that's not the case. I want to work with the right people. And I imagine you're the same. Because a lot of those good customers, a lot of those average customers take time away from the good customers that you enjoy working with, that generally pay you more and are easier for that money. So, yeah, it's the push-pull theory. So you want to step back sometimes, so then people go, well, hang on, I may not be able to work with him. And it's at that moment they realise that they probably wanted to work with you more than they realise. So I often say sales used to be like finding the right person and pushing them down a path. Come on, let's go. You could do this. We've got this. I've got this feature, that feature. We could do this. We could do it tomorrow. I can knock 10% off. We can do this. Look, are you ready to move? Well, let's look at all the pros and cons. And well, here's all the pros for working with me. And, well, I don't know any cons, do you? There's all these terrible closes that have been used in the past. And I think it's a lot more having, like, your grandmother who you like and respect, who, walking down, say, a path with cracks in it. And you're holding her arm. You're not going to drag her down. You're not going to push her down. She's going to walk down in her own time. If there's a crack, you're going to say, hey, there's a crack there. You better watch out for that. There's a football. You might just kick the football out of the way. You clear the path for her. She walks down the path when she's good and ready. And you help her along the journey. That makes such a difference. And that comes from, why we push people down a path? Because there is this belief in a lot of sales training, and I've had this from sales managers in the past, where everyone should buy, and every person who doesn't buy didn't buy because you didn't make them aware well enough of how awesome our product or service is. So then I'm just trying to push everyone in. That's not the case. Everyone won't buy, and everyone shouldn't buy. It's about you finding the right people and then helping them down that path. And then maybe they might go on another path and then come back. And that's cool. Because when you know your purpose, you're clear on your vision, you value hard work, work ethic. You have values that propel you forward, that help you to enjoy the process. You believe in hard work, and you believe that when you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And all these beliefs that help you progress forward, when you have that, you're a driven person. You're a driven person that people are attracted to, which means more and more people that possibly you can help down the buying journey. I think, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And when you take in account the psychology that's going on for you as the seller, and be respectful of the psychology that's going on for the buyer, then, man, cool stuff happens, right? That's when it's happened, and it's meant to happen. And they're like, oh, yeah, like, they don't see there was any sales process there whatsoever. We met this person, we sat down, we talked, it all just clicked, it went well. And, we worked together, because why wouldn't we? Like, that's how sales should be. And with the right framework, you can do that. In the right instance, you can't do that for everyone. You cannot, and nor should you, work with everyone or sell everyone. But you can show up as best as you can, respectful of their psychology, and it will naturally move forward. One more thing to be respectful of in their buying decision. Everyone buys for some form of redemption. This product or service I think is going to redeem me. Tried one before, it didn't work, now I want this one. So it's being respectful of when you're coming up to that, let's say, close or ending near the point where they may buy, that you're respectful that if they buy with you, they no longer have that chance of redemption because they're going with you. They can't choose something else. So it's knowing that there's that apprehension when you're coming near the end of the conversation. And there's specific things you can do about that. But it's being respectful of that. It's knowing that different people make decisions at different ways. And there's specific ways they do that. There's 4 different ways called convincer strategies. So some people, given the right criteria, and they'll buy now. Other people need a certain amount of time. When you know what's going on psychologically for your customer or your prospect, you can make the process so much better. And then in turn for you, that's an enjoyable ride for you as well. That's how we build raving fans. That's what we need to change about sales. So, hope you got a lot out of this. What's going on behind the scenes for you and your prospect. Stay tuned. I hope to bring more value, and let me know what you think of this one, and if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.